readers. My name is Dawn Hughes, and I'm the coordinator for Booktrib's book club program. I'm here today with Jessica Rooker, whose debut novel, Captivated, is a steamy romance that captures what the heart desires in a journey of lust and love. Sounds amazing. I can't wait to read it. Captivated is one of the books taking part in Booktrib's book club program for August. So thanks for taking a few minutes out of your schedule to talk to us, Jessica.
Thank you for having me to talk.
Our pleasure. So no spoilers, but what can you share about the book that we wouldn't read about on the book jacket copy?
Okay. Well, it's not your everyday lovey-dovey romance. It's got the romance. Captivate is full of desire, but there's also eternal conflict that is in the story. And so the main characters, Quentin and Amelia, both struggle with like a moral values versus human nature, because it is human nature to have desire and want to be desired. And so I don't want to give too much away, but that's like the internal struggles in the story.
That's really cool. Why
Yeah.
do you think, I mean, I'm sure you said it's not your normal lovey-dovey, so there's obviously some themes and that whole idea of like internal struggle and desire. Why do you think this makes such a great book club selection?
Because Captivated showcases Amelia's story as well as Quentin's, but she is in a hard situation. She's married, and it's fiction, but there's enough realism to the story that you get in the book that I think women can relate to. I mean, and women can relate to that's been in that situation.
Right.
And it can be hard to read certain parts of it, I think, for women who know what it's like to live through that. And it brings up topics about morals. It brings up topics about like, well, should she have, went on this trip, or should she had even continued to show an interest in him, knowing she was married and she knew the feelings that she had? And like, why is it okay? Or what's in Eric's mind? That's the husband. Why
Yeah.
is it okay for him to do what he does? Why does he think? I mean, what makes a person think that that's okay to do that to another person? So, I mean, there's discussable topics. I think that book clubs could talk on and
Yeah, absolutely.
debate, um, because I don't think. I mean, we all think we know what we'll do, but you never know what you're going to do when you're faced with that type of situation. And
Right.
it's interesting to have different point of views.
I agree. And I think it's, often when we think of book club books, we think of sometimes with more like deeper themes or whatever, but actually you've integrated quite deep themes into your book and relatable themes. So I think it's a great selection.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually had a reader contact me. She said it was very hard for her to read because it made her remember a time with her ex-husband. And as a writer, you're like, okay, well, you made your point, but but she still read it. She enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but it is relatable. And so
This I read is the first book in a series, in a planned series.
it is. I have a second book coming out, and it's called Forever Captivated. And that book focuses more on the external conflicts of the choices that Amelia and Quentin made through the first book. And I don't really want to give a lot of detail because then it'll mess up the spoilers.
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
but the reader's going to get an opportunity to see how the choices you make affect everything else in your life and other people's. And they get a chance to see how Eric handles what happens from the first book. So it's got a little tension. It's definitely got the romance and the heat and the passion, but it's a little more, conflict, but it's external.
As a writer of those kinds of books, are you also drawn to reading those kinds of books, or do your reading tastes vary?
I don't know. I like to read everything.
Yeah.
But I enjoy books that have some steaminess into them.
Yeah.
I like the one I recently read was Veridity by Colleen Hoover. And I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that because to me it showed a little darker writing than what her other books have. But I'll read Stephen King. I like romance to horror to
Yeah.
thrillers. Something if it captivates me,
Yeah.
then I can read. I can binge read. Um, But yeah, I very much like fiction, but I do like to have some sauciness in it.
Can you pinpoint a book that was your favorite book in the last year? Something our readers might want to add to their TBR?
I like the Veridity. I like that one, and I just finished Confess. Um, and I liked it. It was good. Um, yeah, just I read a lot from indie readers to, bestsellers from anybody. So
I learned about Verity through TikTok, as I think many people did. And I
yeah.
had no idea Colleen Hoover had so many books to her name because that was the first one that I'd read.
That was my first one. And it was funny because I was at my lady's appointment and we were talking about my book coming out. And she's like, is it anything like, Colleen Hoover's? And I was like, well, I don't know. That's one I haven't read of hers. I was like, I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it. It had an edge to it
I liked
to
it too.
me.
I liked the edge to it. Yeah, for sure. I have a feeling you and I could sit and talk about books all day, but we do
Oh
want
yeah.
to be short and wrap it up. So I'm going to thank you for your time.
Thank
Um,
you.
and then for more information about Jessica's book, check out the book club page on the booktrib.com website. Thank you.